morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Maureen Rene Tarot. I hope everybody had a great holiday season. Mine was very peaceful. Happy New Year. So looking at the year ahead, that's what we'll do for this reading. While I was scrying during the pre-shuffle and everything, I saw a man and woman walking away, like holding hands and kind of looking at each other. And then it turned into them like slow dancing. And the woman was, the man was probably like a head taller than the woman. And it gave me like early 90s vibe for some reason. The lady had like shorter blonde hair. So it looks like with the new year, you have new opportunities coming in. Possible new job or other financial asset based. You're definitely ready to leave 2025 behind and any troubles that it may have brought you. Well, you know, whatever this new offer is won't like magically fix everything, you know. I think you know it's still going to be a major change, and you're doing your best to tie up loose ends before you kind of start on this new path. You definitely have been putting in work, manifesting this progress to achieve your definition of success, comfort, stability, you know, and it is coming in, but you have to approach this with a sharp mind. And for some reason it's important, or you have to, like, you have no choice to do whatever this is in like a traditional way. So I don't know, like if it's a job, you have to go through steps, like you have to be certified or something in a certain way, you know. You can't just go from here to here. And it might be frustrating, trust me, I understand that. Especially if it's like archaic or it doesn't make sense, or you're like, why? Or I don't know. Spirit saying have patience, and then whatever this craft is, the proper way, even if it's like something like you're learning how to like communicate better with people. anything that you have to do, you can't like do it the quick way. Like you can't ask Siri. You have to like learn. You can't study to pass a test. You have to learn a skill. That's kind of like what it feels like. There's a reason it's done the way it is. So we'll do the Happy New Year spread. I think I just did. I simplified it. I don't know what I was thinking last year. It was like 5 different decks. Real ambitious. We're not going to do that this year. But I finished my Oracle decks. Finished them. There's 80. And they're pretty much like basically based on a tarot deck with my own interpretation of cards and like a couple other ones thrown in there. But it's done. So I think we'll start with that. haven't done anything with these yet. I think I pulled... Did I pull one? I might have pulled one when I first had the first chunk done. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for being here with us in 2026. May we all have a prosperous, healthy, peaceful, joyful, abundant year. All spirits, entities, beings, etc., guides, angels are welcome, so long as you have good intentions for myself and my loved ones. Alright, let's see. Oh no. These are just like printable business cards. I'm telling you, all my tools are very frugal, but useful. What does collective need to know for beginning 2026? I don't. I need to blow this candle out. From this angle, it looks like it was giving off a lot more light than it looks like, I think, from the camera. So it's good. I wish I could find a downflow cone that lasts a long time. They all seem to burn out kind of quick. They're cool though. Alright, let's see. Shall we do 3? We'll do 3. And I'm going to split the deck into 3, and I'm going to take the top one from each. All right. We have trust your emotions and intuition. Your star. And nostalgia. Alright, let's look them up. They're on the first book. That's good. Alright. Trust your emotions and intuition. You understand your emotions and you know what you know. Take care of yourself, surround yourself with beauty, and trust your feminine side at this time. Prioritize your feelings over logic when making decisions. Okay. You're a star. You are the star. You are the answer. Keep your eyes to the stars and follow your dreams. Chase your goals. Change your mind and do it again. This is your life, and it is what you make it. There is stardust in your DNA. Everything you do is magic. I like that. Follow your dreams, chase your goals, change your mind, and do it again. Oh, I got chills with that. I wrote it. It's like, but in the moment, I forgot. I don't remember what I write, you know. And nostalgia. Simplify your life. Reminiscent of childhood nostalgia. Do what makes you happy. Connect with family. Take some time for self-care to nourish your inner child. Without little you, there'd be no big you. So honor them. I love my little self. My little self's awesome. I want to be just like my little self when I grow up. All right. Well. Let's see what the cards have to say. So for this one, I did, not 5 decks. Your current energy, something you need to leave behind in last year. A lesson you learned last year to take with you into this one. Something to continue or start focusing on this year that, like, you've been thinking of. What energy is coming up in the next 6 months to prepare for? Any foreseeable, probable obstacles in the next 6 months. Guidance from spirit. Something your soul is secretly searching for. And a message from future self. Welcome to 2026. I think I'm going to do a different intro. I think I said it in the last video too. I don't know. I kind of like mine now, but we'll see. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Hold on one second, I'm just gonna shut my door. I don't know, my cat is further stop yawning. I had headphones on earlier, so I didn't want to not hear her if she was meowing. She could be under my bed. I don't know. But if she knows that door's closed, she'll be here in like 2 seconds. Kind of defeats the purpose. My dog hates sage. I try to close my door. Because she's a demon. Okay, Spirit, I'm going to lay these cards out to start. I did another one that's like, probably not appropriate for the spread, but it's, cards like, numbers, and then months, weeks, days, you know. It makes sense to me. And that's all that matters. Two of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. Okay. Your current energy, Two of Cups. Something you need to leave behind in last year. Chariot. That's contradictory kind of, we'll see. A lesson you've learned to take with you. Oracle of Cups. Something to continue or start focusing on this year that you've been thinking about. The Star. What energy coming up in the next 6 months to prepare for? Wheel of Fortune. Any foreseeable obstacles in the next 6 months? The Moon. Guidance from Spirit. Six of Swords. Something your soul is secretly searching for. Apprentice of Cups. And message from future self, Eight of Cups. Alright, let's see. So your energy now is Two of Cups. You know, that's your energy, and not, you know, explaining a relationship or something like that. This is particularly your energy right now. I feel like you are open. You're like, your heart flows open, maybe more so than it has been. Something to leave behind. Last year, the Chariot. The way I'm feeling this and reading it, there's two horses. Well, no, it's actually one horse if you look at it, but split into two. And there's two stairways. So, while the Chariot usually is about moving forward in a way, I think you need to leave behind starting a bunch of things and not finishing them. Like, I think you need to focus on something. Do it well. Finish it. And move on to something else. Look at the pot calling the kettle black. That's basically what I'm getting from that. I'm like, okay, alright, calm down. Yeah. A lesson you've learned. The Oracle of Cups. Oracle of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups, always definitely makes me feel like self-nourishment and self-love and self-care. And going along with what you've learned, a lesson you've learned, I think that goes right along with it. And your self-love and care is going to make you more open in giving with your love, which would make sense why you're in the Two of Cups energy now. Something to continue or start focusing on this year, the Star. Yeah, whatever. You probably have a bunch of things going on, and we all have, like, whatever our job is. But even if this isn't with the goal of money, which it may end up being that way anyways, even if it's not, even if there's no prospect of it, whatever you're passionate about and you want to do, or a hobby or whatever, that's what you need to focus on. That's part of loving yourself, like I said, getting back in touch with your inner child type of thing. Do something that just makes you happy, just to do it, not because you have to, not because you're going to benefit from it in any other way other than being happy. If you used to like to read, like, comic books when you were a kid, like Archie comic books, like those type of comic books, or watch Disney movies or whatever. It doesn't have to be something like profound. It can be whatever. I know one of my daughters used to pretend to make LPS videos with my camera, pretend she was making YouTube videos. Maybe used to pretend to make makeup tutorial videos. Do that. Who cares? Trust me, no one's gonna see you. Trust me. Even when you want them to. That's what it feels like to me. Like, the Star to me looks like your real, like, passion. Not your necessity. And you might like your job, I'm not saying you don't. But we all have something. Energy coming up to prepare for is the Wheel of Fortune. So, in that pre-shuffle, there was that change that was coming, the opportunity. So, some big changes coming up. We'll clarify, of course. And an obstacle in the next 6 months, the moon. So the moon is things you haven't found out yet. So there may be things that are hidden that you haven't found out yet about whatever. But I feel like it's like pertinent information, like you would have needed to know, right? For it to be an obstacle. Like, oh, I forgot to tell you. And you're like, I just changed my whole life to do this and I can't, like, back out now. Remember, it said to go about it mindful in the pre-shuffle, whatever the opportunity is, read everything. This may have nothing to do with that either. It could be something completely unrelated, but it looks to me like the black dog is like, hey, I'm kind of telling you something, and the white one's like, almost like if they got arrested and the dog in front is more like cool, calm, and collected, or has done this before. So it was like, no, nothing happened, and very confident about it. And the other one's like, like, you can tell. I watched too many interrogation videos. You can tell that there's something up. Yeah, there's something going on. Like, say there's two, like, bosses, like a boss and, like, assistant manager or something. Like, this one's selling you the dream, right? And the other one's like, we'll find out. Okay. Guidance from Spirit, Six of Swords. Six of Swords came up before, and it's just, I think it's definitely time to move forward. But just remember, just because you're leaving, your issues are not staying behind you. You know, maybe this is something that you don't know. Maybe that's part of the obstacle coming up or something. I don't know. But whatever it is that you're wanting to leave, maybe you have repercussions from starting different, like, businesses or something. Maybe you have, like, debt. And you're like, well, I'm done. I guess I learned my lesson. I'm not going to do that anymore. And your creditors are like, that's great. However, we're not the divine. We want our money. Maybe something like that. Like, yeah, you're moving forward. You are making steps forward, but you still have to take care of everything. You can't just be like, alright, see you later. Something your soul is secretly searching for. A Princess of Cups. You know, it's striking me, a couple ways it's striking me as a new love, that new love feeling. And also it's striking me as like guidance of some sort. Like, just, can you tell me what to do, please? I always say I wish I had a mom or a wife. Do those mom and wife things. Make appointments and get an inspection sticker. You know, pick up your slack. Message from future self, Eight of Cups. So let's go along with, you know, the Six of Swords of time to move on. And this is saying, I think this is going along with going after the star, is it's time to move on towards something that that fills you, that fills that void. Two of Pentacles. To go along with the Chariot, I feel like you're juggling too much. So I think as you're beginning to move forward, you really need to be like, okay, this is a priority. I have to take care of this. This will take this with me, right? This person, sorry, gotta go. You know, this is what you need to do to move forward and be able to handle taking on something else that's probably going to be needing your attention. You know, I feel like it's like a job or a project or you know, something like that that's going to take up a lot of your time. So you have to be mindful with the rest of it. You do. You definitely do. And you have to make sacrifices sometimes. You know, who do you want to sacrifice? The jackass who you know, sometimes is gonna, like, want to hang out with you? Or, like, your best friend who, every time you call them, whether you've seen them recently or not, they're like, yeah, I love you, I want to see you. And those type of things you really have to, like, assess. And, like, your projects, so how many projects have you started? Okay, what is realistic that you have time to do that's like a hobby, that's bringing you joy, not stress? It's just something you do. Or something that you're like, I want to make this a business, and now you're stressing yourself out. Are you going to make that a business? Or is it a hobby? So you have to realistically be like, don't make an excuse to do this thing by calling it a business when it's really a hobby. It's okay to have a hobby. It's okay to spend money to do things that you like just because you like to do it. You don't need a reason for it. I feel that way sometimes about, like, I make like body care stuff, and it's great. I just, right now, it's a hobby because I don't have time to focus on making it a proper business, right? So that's where I'm at. Like, I don't have it in what it takes to put into this. I might put a few products up on Etsy and see what happens, but I don't want to do that and do well and then be unprepared either. So I'm kind of in that procrastination, paralyzation part. But I digress. I have too many things going on. This is what I'm talking about for you. Just say it. Just say it. Like, okay, I'm not doing anything with this right now. I have everything I need, but I'm like, I can't focus on that. I think that's what you need to do too. Alright, let's clarify. I'm gonna just use my regular deck here. I think once I get like monetized, I don't think I'll be able to vape. I think that's what it's gonna be. I don't see anything terrible. I don't know what this moon is. It could be a Pisces. You literally have to like jump over a Pisces. It's a literal obstacle. I'm stupid. It could be someone in this new opportunity who is trying to get in the way of it. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what is. Tell me more about this Two of Cups. What's their energy right now? Seven of Pentacles. Kind of like, meh. Yeah, you kind of feel like that. Kind of like, stuck in the middle. Like, nothing's terrible, nothing's great. Like, waiting for something to happen. Maybe it's not turning out how you thought. Like, kind of like restless in a way. Like, waiting for something to happen. Like, you feel like something's gonna happen. Something to leave behind. And last year, the Chariot. King of Pentacles. It could be a literal King of Pentacles. It could be an earth sign. Or, no, I think it's all those projects. Like I said, you chasing the dream. I'm going to take this for the next one. For the next one, what you've learned, the lesson you learned, is the Magician and the Seven of Cups. And the Chariot and the King of Pentacles. I think you're chasing, this is my next business, this is my next business, this is my next whatever, that's what I think it is. a lesson you have learned is like I said, along with taking care of yourself, a lot of that was like inner work. So now you have the tools to look at something and have the discernment to understand, to slow down and kind of see what's really going on. You have the ability to not be like kind of put under the illusion or fooled the way you have been in the past, I think. You kind of learn to see things for what they really are. And that comes along with having the confidence in yourself and caring and loving yourself, to trust you yourself and like, no, this isn't right, and no, it's not right. Something to focus on. And I think along with the lesson you learned, I think you learned that lesson because you found out a lot of things weren't what they seem. Knight of Swords, yeah, move full force towards this true. Maybe you're doing kind of like things that you think the pre-shuffle said you have to do it in a traditional way. Maybe you're doing like MLMs or, something like that. Like something that you think it's gonna be quick. No. Along with this magician, maybe you've come across some gift you have, whether it's spiritual or not. I'm not saying that. It could be. Definitely could be, especially with the Seven of Cups. You could have had an awakening of sorts. But it can be in the, 3D realistic realm. You just learning how to navigate life a little bit better. And this is saying, whatever your real goal is, again, whether it's going to bring you money or not, go towards that. Like, just do it. It's not going to, no harm, no foul, right? You're just doing something you love. Something to take note of in the next 6 months. The Wheel of Fortune. What is the Wheel of Fortune? King of Swords. A little more. Three of Swords. One more. You might have some some of you are going to be getting some heartache. And it's King of Swords, but it might be coming across King of Swords because it's sharp. You know what I mean? Like, and it's causing you to have to look towards the future and have to accept that something is over. Something has completed. So within the next 6 months, you're completing a cycle. But it's gonna come sharp. So I don't know what it has to do with. I don't know if it's like feels like maybe a breakup of some sorts, but it could be a job. Maybe is that how the changing of the job or the offer comes in? What's the obstacle? What's the moon? The Ten of Wands. I have one more. So it's the moon, and then it's the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. I think there is something heavy, a heavy secret you're carrying, heavy family secret you're carrying. And for some reason, it's an obstacle for moving forward. Or maybe you find out or someone else does. Maybe someone else does. Can I have one more for this? Yeah, see, it's Six of Pentacles and Ten of Cups, so it's like equal give and take, happy family. But with that moon and the Ten of Wands, whatever that is, that it's false. I feel like this is false. And I feel like whatever the moon is hiding, it's getting hard to carry this facade, is what I think. I think, because this is the obstacle, right? The obstacle is going to, after this, breakup, job loss, end of a cycle, whatever that did, and along with the lessons you've learned of learning how to love yourself, like everything is starting to be in different perspective, I think. But whatever this obstacle is, it's like yeah, it's either you carrying the burden of making your family look perfect, Like, you just can't do it anymore. And it might not even be like your spouse. It could be like your mother and father and like stuff like that, or whatever, you know. Or someone's finding out something. Advice and guidance from spirit. Six of Swords, King of Wands. He's the king of action, you know. So I think it's once you make that choice to, again, assess, cut ties, move on, you have to do that. And maybe that's what this obstacle is, because I think you're finding out people who are closer to you than you thought are on the chopping block. Because if it's too heavy to carry, it's too heavy to carry, and you shouldn't be carrying it. What your soul truly is searching for, is secretly searching for. Everything's new. So Page of Cups, Page of Wands. I think your soul like just wants to be taken care of and told like what to do. Like, I just want some good news coming in. I need some guidance. I think new love is all that stuff, all the new stuff. I think you're so tired of everything being so heavy and having to learn lessons. You know, I think now that you've learned this lesson of self-love, everything looks different. And all you want is to be happy. Give me one more for that. Queen of Swords. Yep. You know, your oracle card said to lead with your emotions. But I feel like, you know, if your soul's asking for newness in a childlike vibe, in the Queen of Cups. Balance between the mind and heart. You know, new passions. New love, new ideas. And a message from future self. Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords. Walk away from what's not serving you and find what you really love and get out of your head about it. It's okay to love yourself and do something for you. Man or woman. I feel like I do good being genderless, yeah. Nine of Cups. Self-fulfillment. Once you do that, walk away from all the heaviness and crap that you don't need, and realize it's you keeping you there. You'll be moving towards your self-fulfillment. Do what you want to do for you, not because that's what other people think you should do, you know? You don't need to have a job and a side hustle. You can just have a job and nothing. You can have a job and a hobby. You can do whatever you want because it's your life. Bottom of the deck, Four of Pentacles. I think that's, you know, this is representing you, this round representing you building your foundation and holding on to yourself and what you know and what you've learned. You know, and whatever this burden is of trying to make everything look perfect, you don't have to. And I think you have, this has to become an obstacle for you to realize that you can't do it anymore. Because if it's your normal, you're just going along, handling everything on your own. But there's something else. There's something going on like behind the scenes that it's like you do all that to be assure the image is exactly how you want it. There's something else going on. Whether it's, you know, things you can't talk about on YouTube. It's something. One of those things. Alright, well, I think we're done here. I think I'm gonna do a couple more videos. I say it every time. But I do. I think I have one more. And then I obviously have the Zodiac ones. Alright, well, I think stepping into this year, you clearly have some changes coming up. You know, whatever this little breakup is up here. You know, that could be, because that's within the next 6 months. You know, I think people finding out about how much you carried, maybe due to this, it all might coincide with all of it. You know, it kind of looks like a little step-by-step type of thing. But ultimately, when you, like, move forward, you have to stay in, your strength about it. Because it's not going to be easy. I think this will be easier this year than last year. I think last year you were kind of like maybe going through the thick of it, starting to like realize these things, and now you're like, okay. But I'm interested if this is a new job or a new what your opportunity is also coming in. We'll see. Maybe we'll check back in like 6 months. We'll do a semi-annual happier. Alright guys, like and subscribe if you feel my vibe, and I will talk to you in the next video.